Okay. Now in a mad rush to try and make it to the tea centre. Because they close in 20 minutes, about a 15-minute drive. We'll be fine, right? So let's talk about obsessions. Is it really so bad to like what you like? It depends, I think, on how far you actually go with the term obsession and how much money you spend, depending on how much money you have. Me, I'm probably on the far end of how much I should spend on tea. I wanted to make this video because I think that obsessions or things that we really like or things that we really want get a bad rap. I think that we have a tendency to devalue what we want, and it can be anything. That can be our careers, it can be about, I don't know, not having kids, for example, or things that you know, some people might think are pretty trivial, like a brand new release of a limited edition tea that stores have very little supply of, and I'm now rushing to try and get. So I called up and the lady had no idea what I was talking about. I'm like, I got an email from you guys and there's this limited edition. I just wanted to make sure that you had it before I drove all the way over, and you didn't have it. That would be very awkward and a waste of my life. And she genuinely had no idea what I was talking about, and it took forever to figure out. Lovely, lovely human being. They do have it, but that's how limited it is. It's like they've got a couple of bags. We tend to get afraid or ashamed even when we really like something, and we sometimes don't like to let other people see how excited something makes us. It's far cooler to be like nonchalant and just uncaring, or the more we care about something, the more that we allow things to hurt us. And so I think sometimes we don't want to show we care about stuff in case someone thinks it's really stupid, and then we feel really dumb for really liking something. That's more with little trivial things, but the same can be said about careers, really, because people have opinions on other people, the stuff that other people want to do with their lives to no end. And I think that we listen to that. We listen to other people so much more than we listen to ourselves. We forget our own voice and what is important to us, and we know us, and it's our lives that we're trying to live. And half the time, unless it's family or friends or colleagues or co-workers or people that you actually see all the time, a lot of the time those opinions come from people who either don't know us or don't really care or are fleeting in our lives anyway, and yet we listen to them far more than we listen to ourselves. And I am so guilty of this, and I don't understand why. Like, I don't, logically I'm like, why do you do that? That's ridiculous. That's crazy to not enjoy something that you enjoy simply because you are worried what someone else is going to say or someone else is going to think, or even that they have previously said something and it didn't make you feel very good. There definitely is validity. Oh, I'm going into the car park now, so it's all dark and mysterious. There definitely is a lot of validity to other people, their opinions and their comments when it comes to things that they have life experience with. You know, if a parent is telling you that it's really soon to move in with someone, or that you haven't really learnt much about yet, or something like that, yeah, that makes sense. Like, they can have thoughts. So don't cancel me over saying don't listen to other people, but the point I'm trying to make, poorly I think, is that we often don't listen to ourselves enough. To recap, before I dive into tea land, sometimes we're afraid to show just how much we want something or like something because we're afraid of ridicule or embarrassment or a converse opinion from others on our little obsessions. But assuming your little obsession is something innocuous like lipstick or dumplings, and not like stalking someone or excessive gambling where you're betting the family house, or something that's actually outside of your means, looking at you, magic nerds, then really it's okay. You can hear someone else's thoughts and opinions without necessarily having to take them on board and shame yourself out of following something that you enjoy. Clearly, your situation is going to be unique and it's going to require a little bit of judgment and critical thinking on your part to determine whether that thing is something that's actually good for your life and on whether you're going to listen to anything that other people might have to say on that. But otherwise, you do you, boo. And if that means getting in the car at 20 to 5 and racing along to get a limited tea, you go get it, honey. Okay. I have acquired tea. I'm very excited, although I'm a little terrified because we only like one of the teas, maybe like a 3.5 out of 5, and that was pricey. But it's okay, you pay for quality. With a salon, you know that it's a really good quality when it has the silvery buds, which is why this one is called the silver. Oh my god, there's so many cars trying to get out of this car park right now. This is still the best way? Okay, it's a beautiful quality, silver tip, sweet floral tea. It smells very light and delicious, so I'm very, very excited to try it. It comes in bags rather than in tins because it helps retain the freshness, and especially with a limited edition. Oh, didn't really need to do a tin. So that's the one that's questionable. But the other one, which I am very excited about, and when I was talking to the lady, they gave me a little sampler of a different tea and it was put down right next to the FPOS machine, and she goes, "Is that okay?" And I was like, "The price or the tea?" And anyway, she looked at me very seriously like, "Oh, price is always worth it for a Darjeeling." And I'm like, "That's true, it's true." They are light and beautiful, and this is a first flush. It's from an estate high up in the mountains in India, obviously, and I'm very excited by it because I really like Darjeeling. They were literally pulling the door across, and I've run up. I'm like, "Oh no!" And she's like, she kind of looked at me and she's like, "Oh, I was just closing it to stop people from browsing," because it was like 5 minutes too. And I'm like, "No, I know exactly what I want." She's like, "You look like you do." I was like, "Yeah." So I ran in and got my teas, and she's like, "Oh, you're the lady I spoke to on the phone." I'm like, yes. And so she's like, she handed me the bag straight away. She knew exactly what I was looking for. Yeah, mission successful. All right, so we have 2 new teas to add to the collection. You know, there's nothing wrong with liking what you like, right?